Hamas and Iran leaders. So at the end of the day, Iran responded, it reacted by firing mirage of missiles to Israel, leading to conflicts, which has been a long-standing one anyway. But then it's taken a new dimension with fears that it could lead to crisis in Lebanon, and the World WHO has been reacting to this, calling for ceasefire, which looks like it's not coming anytime soon. Well, Iran has reacted with barrage of missiles, which has created effect in Israel. Israel has vowed to react to at its own time when it is due, despite calls for ceasefire. To talk about this Israel-Iran crisis, I have in the studio Akin Akintoye. He is a public affairs analyst. Good morning. You're most welcome.
Good morning, Moji. Good to be here again.
Yes, it's been a while. So, Israel-Iran crisis. Can you just give us an update?
I think Iran is like someone that has gone to the gym, a skinny guy that has gone to the gym and lifted some weight, and then his muscles are pumping out, then he wants to take on a world champion, an undisputable champion. I think this war does not directly concern Iran. What precipitated the war is the fact that the Mossad, the intelligence group of the Israeli Defense Force, took out the head of the Hamas that went to celebrate the inauguration of a new president in Iran. And so, of course, the killing of this terrorist Hydra head deflected the ego of the Iranian Islamic Republic in such a way that they felt that they will signal weakness to the rest of the world if they do nothing about it, you know. And so don't forget, they've tried to, for the first time, send missiles to Israel from their homeland. It was unprecedented before then. And so when Mossad did something totally classic in terms of, I mean, it's as good as the Mossad is capable of taking out the Iranian president. That is the quality of expertise and intellection that went into the killing of Ainea. And so now what they have done is totally uncalled for. The best thing to do is to have, you know, employ the instrumentality of diplomacy and, you know, draw the world attention to come upon Israel, not militarily. For you to engage in war with any nation of the earth, you must understand that you have air parity, air superiority. Categorically clear, Iran does not have that over Israel. And don't forget, when Israel was one day old, Israel fought 5 Arab nations, and Israel won all of them when they were just one day old in 1948. So I'm saying this to say that Iran is just about to subject its people to untold hardship, just as Hamas did, just as Hezbollah is doing at the moment, just like the Houthis are doing in Yemen, in Syria, in Iraq, and in Lebanon. And so you're going to go and poke a world power that has his younger brother, United States of America, as a strong ally, you know. And so you want to go and poke them, you want to go and look for their trouble. What you are going to get is double trouble. And that is what we are about to experience globally, especially in the Middle East.
Well, before we talk about what we are about to experience globally, earlier on you said Iran should have, excuse me, earlier on you said Iran should have drawn the world's attention to what Israel did. But over the years, Israel has not been yielding to that.
Yes, it will always work if you work it. What do I mean? Every nation of the earth has what is called sovereignty. So for Israel to encroach the sovereignty of Iran, we get the black spot of the United Nations or even every democracy in the world. For Israel to have encroached, even in the fact that they had gone to kill a notorious terrorist, a masterminder of terror across the globe. It's a fact. But however, they have a logical point. But what I'm trying to say in essence is you don't have a parity over a nation. You have an argument this time around that this nation has encroached into your nation, has violated your sovereignty, has come to kill somebody in your presidential lounge or your presidential guest house. That is a talking point. That is a pain point. That is something they should continue to elaborate. They should continue to spread. It will affect Israel. Diplomatically, it will affect Israel as far as perception is concerned. What they have done is now, for the second time, to send 180 ballistic missiles to Israel. Now, if you look at the nature of that, what that will do, it will call for an unprecedented escalation in the Middle East. How do I mean? Initially, they were sending rockets. Now they are sending ballistic missile. Ballistic missile has two key components, which is either they carry the conventional payload or they carry nuclear payload. Those are the two possibilities. And when you are talking of theatrical ballistic missiles, it means that Israel, by war and conventions of war, talking about equality, talking about reciprocity, if Israel decides to load nuclear weapon on his own ballistic missile as a matter of revenge or escalation or deterrence or whatever you call it, that will bring an untold, unprecedented hardship on Iranians. Don't forget, the Iranian government is not popular in Iran. Iranians don't like their government. And don't forget, the government don't like their people. They believe the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh. Meaning that people don't carry weight. People are not of value to the leadership of most of these highly militarized nation in the Middle East, in terms of the fact that they just feel that, okay, if you kill 10,000 of our citizens, they are just going to heaven, God gave them to us, and God has taken them. Unlike most developed Western democracies who believe that the life of one person matters to the family, to the government, and even to God, you know. So I'm saying this to say that the reason why Iran could try to do what he has done is because it does not really value his people. Don't forget, the man that was killed on the Iranian soil is not an Iranian. He's a visitor to Iran, and is not even loved by the Iranians, the people you govern. So why do you go all that extent to go and tackle, to go and attack a nation that you understand that is far superior to you in military prowess? So what this is going to lead to is possibility, is nuclear possibilities. And when we are talking nuclear, we are talking of something that will disturb the length and breadth of the world.
Okay, yes, before we move on, let me quickly brief you on the recent things that are currently ongoing now. Reports reaching me says Iran strikes Israel, which is happening now, and Israel says 100 homes sustain damage. Netanyahu says Iran makes mistakes and will pay for it. That has been, I said that earlier on, that Netanyahu said that. And a UN Security Council seat is set to hold emergency meeting on Middle East. The fact that, let's talk about this one, UN Security Council seat set to hold emergency meeting on Middle East. It is fast escalating, spreading wilder than imagined.
And if we are going to speak to the truth, we are going to speak to the matter here, and this is happening as we are talking in this OGTV studio today. There's massive escalation. It means that Iraq is not relenting. What is going to happen is that Iraq is playing... Iran is playing into the hands of Israel. Why? Because the more they attack Israel, the more Israel has the grants, the leverage, the rights to revenge. What is going to happen is, once you attack with a ballistic missile, like I was saying, the reciprocity of that will be a nuclear possibility. It's going to be very, very bad. It's going to be very bad because as we speak, before I left home, the US has deployed 2 massive, most powerful warships in the world they are heading to the Mediterranean Sea as we speak. It means that the U.S. is committed to defending Israel. And if that is the case, Iran is at disadvantage from the start. And so, something is likely to happen. If you look at what is happening in the Palestinian nation as we speak, is totally in devastation. And so Netanyahu took his time to address the Iranians that what is coming, you will not like it. Take power into your hand. Talk to your government, address your government. And so the more the Iranians are doing it, for example, as of yesterday, there have been only one casualty. That casualty is the Palestinian. Nothing happened to Israel because of the Iron Dome, because of their David Arrow and some other, their allies and so on and so forth. What is going to happen now that about 100 houses, as we are receiving that breaking news, if about 100 houses in Israel has been attacked, that means we are talking about minimum of about 100 lives must have been lost as we speak, though not confirmed. What is going to happen is that Israelis don't play with the lives of their citizens. One of the reasons why this war is ongoing is because of the hostages. It's not even more because of what happened October 4 or what happened on April. October 7, thank you, or what happened in April. Why the war is ongoing is because there are still certain Israeli hostages, about 57 of them, that have not been released by Hamas. And so don't forget, when you talk of Israel, captivity is everything about them. And that's why you hear things like 126 of Psalm says, when the Lord turned around the captivity of Zion. There's something about the Israelis.
You're going biblical now.
Yes, because it's historical. The issue of Israel is just basically, imprinted in the Bible, and so you can run several inferences from the Bible, meaning that lives matters to the Israeli government, okay? And so if the U.S. is able to prevail upon them to say that they should de-escalate, the breaking news we are receiving now will not let that happen, because you are talking about 100 house or 100 homes attacked by the Iranian government. Don't forget, the Israel government has what is known as ahead of the world technologies in warfare that they have not announced to the world. And so by the time they take them off, you remember what happened in terms of walkie-talkie attack and pager attacks.
Oh, yes,
it's unprecedented. You don't understand. You have a pager that you are using to communicate, and then a Mossad organization was able to weaponize your walkie-talkie, and it becomes a bomb. Was able to weaponize your pager, it becomes a bomb. So tell me the numbers of kinds of technologies that can seriously harm Iran that Israel has and they've not disclosed to anybody.
Okay, thank you so much for your views so far. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll hear what the Israeli President Netanyahu, Prime Minister, told the people of Iran. He actually said the people of Iran should know Israel stands with you. So we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll get to see that video. So stay with us on International Desk. We'll be back. Welcome back. The program is still International Desk, live from our studios in Ogun State Television, Abeokuta. We'll now listen or watch the message of Benjamin Netanyahu to the people of Iran. Yes, the program is still International Desk. You have heard from Benjamin Netanyahu words of assurances for the people of Iran. You know, what's your take? What do you have to say?
I think that speech is wholesome, and it pivots in the fact that Israel says, Netanyahu says, Israel stands with Iran, meaning that we stand with the people, not with the oppressive government. We stand with the people that are extremely brilliant. The truth is, Iran and Israel shares very common history. Abraham is an Iranian Jew. That's the truth. He's a Persian. And if you read through Bible, just speaking historically, you discover that they have reasons to tie up Iran and Lebanon and Syria and Iraq. They are all, you know, they have common history. But the leadership are fanatics, tyrants, very contumelious in their ideation. They want war, they are fanatical, and they don't care about their people. And that's exactly what Netanyahu is saying, that look, you guys are extremely brilliant. If you enter Iran, you will see technological advancement. They are brilliant, just like the Indians, in terms of pharmaceutical and in terms of weapons, you know, I mean, technological development in the military aspect. They are extremely brilliant people in Iran. And I'm saying this so that it will not go unsaid, that if Israel decides to retaliate and escalate, it will turn Iran into a totally devastated land. What do I mean? It's not going to be some retaliation in terms of normal ballistic missiles. It's going to go into tactical nuclear weapon. And it could go from that into strategic nuclear weapon. And once this is done, Iran already has nuclear sites. Anytime you hit a nuclear site, there will be serious escalation in terms of the fact that there are explosive materials at every nuclear site. We are talking of something that can take away an entire region. Okay. These possibilities abound, and that's why we all need to be afraid.
Oh yes, we all need to be afraid. But then another message, another takeaway from his speech is the fact that very soon, sooner than expected, there will be peace in that region.
Yes, the reason, you see, when I listened to that, I had good pimples around me, meaning that Israel, their body language right there is that, look, we are going to help you take care of your leadership. They are about to think something. Mossad, you know, the intelligence part of IDF, is going to go to work to think about how do we eliminate this leadership. And then they will install a new governance or a new set of people who have more human feelings. That's what I see. Or that's what I hear in that speech.
Now, another thing, let's round off with this one. There are fears that this could lead to World War III, and the fact that the U.S. Already told its military to prepare for another war.
Well, I don't think it's going to lead to World War III because Russia has Ukraine to deal with. North Korea has Japan, Taiwan to deal with, China, Japan, Taiwan to deal with. So everybody, the global powers that could easily escalate into Third World War has something on their hands. And so this is going to be very easy. Like I told you initially, Iran is like someone that went into the gym with Moses and thinks he's so powerful. By the time he gets 2 nuclear attacks, 2 tactical nuclear attacks, everything will die down. Take that from me.
Okay. Our time is fast spent, you know. So, but then what is your last word on this program, on the show today?
My last word is that globally, leaders of the world should learn to engage in diplomacy. They should stand by the truth. If Israel is wrong in certain conduct, they should be told. But many times, people need to understand the tremendous hardship that Israel is going through when it's time for them to perpetuate their wars. And the enemies they are fighting with is using human shielding. And then when they try to fight, they have collateral damages, they kill innocent people, they kill younger people, and then these things are, you know, portrayed as Israel. The same thing is happening in Lebanon. It's said all over the world that Israel has killed over 500 people in just about 24 hours. But nobody is saying that the militant, the terrorists put these people at harm's way. And so these are the truths that should be said to the fore.
Okay, thank you so much, Akin Akintoye. Akin Akintoye, a public analyst. He is also a friend of the house. We appreciate your thoughts on the program today. And the last word is said, leaders should learn to embrace diplomacy in everything they do. We thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, Moji. Thank you, OGTV.
And to you all for being a part of the show today. Many thanks to you. We have come to the end of the program for this week. We urge you to join us again next week. Till then, goodbye.